Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root for Tea Party News Network. Martin Luther King was fascinated by the idea of refusing to cooperate with an evil system. King believed that the Christian doctrine of love operating through the Gandhian method of non-violent resistance was one of the most potent weapons available to oppressed people in their struggle for freedom. Well, it's time to adopt Martin Luther King's doctrine to defeat Barack Obama. Our nation is upside down. A lie is called the truth. The truth is called intolerant or racist. A Great Depression is called a recovering economy. Record cold and snow is a sign of global warming. Low gas prices are attributed to the man whose stated goals and policies on camera are to drive energy prices ever higher. The way to save the middle class is by taxing them more. Illegal aliens have the same rights as any American-born citizen. And of course, we can't use Muslim and terrorist in the same sentence, even if every terrorist attack is conducted by Muslims. America's future is going bad. Fast. We have to fight back. We have to act now to take back the country from the evil destroying it. How bad are things? We have a president who described the attack by a radical Muslim who murdered 4 Jews in a kosher deli as random folks shot in a deli. Oh my gosh. He can't even admit it was Muslims purposely killing Jews. We have a president who described 21 Coptic Christians beheaded on a beach in Libya by Muslim terrorists as ISIL terrorists killing Egyptian citizens. Oh my gosh, he can't admit it was Muslims purposely killing Christians. We have an administration that, as ISIS beheads and burns to death prisoners, proposes the solution is finding jobs. Jobs for jihadis. Oh my gosh, he wants to give jobs to people that pour gasoline over a human being and set them on fire. You want to hire them? Anyone who proposes something like that is either a madman, evil, or mentally unstable. Maybe a mixture of all three. We have a president who has set up a hotline for illegal aliens to complain about border agents violating their rights. We have a president more concerned about the rights of Muslim terrorists, Gitmo detainees, and illegal aliens than American citizens. We have a president more willing to negotiate with murdering mullahs in Iran than negotiate with Republicans in Congress. We have a president who orders the release of tens of thousands of illegal alien felons, putting them back on the streets to rob, rape, and murder. We have a president who orders the IRS to audit honest businessmen at the highest rates in history, but gives $24,000 checks to illegal aliens. Thanks to Obamacare architect Jonathan Gruber, we now know we have a president who committed fraud to sell Obamacare and bankrupt the middle class that he thinks of as too stupid to understand. He told lies, including if you like your insurance, you can keep it. If you like your doctor, you can keep it. The average middle class consumer's costs will go down. All lies, fraud, and misrepresentation. Now, Martin Luther King advocated nonviolent resistance to fight evil. Here are 4 nonviolent actions we can take now to slow or stop the evil that is destroying America and our children's future. Action number 1. The New York City police showed us the way. Mayor de Blasio made clear his distaste and disrespect for the police the same way Obama has made clear his distaste for the military, law enforcement, border agents, business owners, capitalism, and the U.S. Constitution. Just as police stood with their backs to Mayor de Blasio, concerned citizens and patriots across this country, but especially Republican senators and congressmen, need to turn their backs to Obama wherever he appears. Martin Luther King knew visual images like this change public opinion. Turning our backs on the individual perpetrating the evil can paint a picture that independent and undecided citizens need to see. They need to know it's deadly serious when a man's trying to destroy a country and an economy. And it's time to stop worrying about political correctness. GOP political leaders need to stop making believe that we don't have a Muslim sympathizer in the White House, that we don't have a fraud willing to lie and illegally target, persecute, and intimidate his critics with the IRS. They need to stop making believe he isn't a criminal willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at every turn. They need to stop making believe he isn't consciously implementing a purposeful plan to destroy America by bankrupting taxpayers under a blizzard of taxes, regulations, and debt, showering illegal aliens with amnesty, entitlements, free health care, and of course, the right to vote without being citizens right away. Stand up, America. We've got to all admit the truth and show our anger by standing with our backs to the president. What Obama is doing to America is no different than what de Blasio is doing to New York City police. Standing with our back to Obama is a perfect example of Martin Luther King's nonviolent resistance. Action number 2. We must use the courts filing blizzards of lawsuits against Obama's illegal actions. On Monday, a federal judge blocked Obama's amnesty for millions of illegal aliens. We've got to use the liberal trick of lawsuiting Obama to death. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Another perfect example of Martin Luther King's non-violent resistance. Action number 3. We must use states' rights to destroy Obama's plans. Exhibit A. Each state, at least those led by GOP governors, should pass a law making it a crime for non-citizens to attempt to register to vote with a mandatory 5 years in prison, $100,000 fine, and deportation after prison. Then start a PR campaign and conduct high-profile prosecutions. Democrats will find it very difficult to get illegal volunteers to the voting booth. Another perfect example of Martin Luther King's non-violent resistance. Action number 4. Our GOP Congress must find the courage to impeach Obama. There are so many obvious charges. Lead with Obama's use of fraud to pass Obamacare. Charge Jonathan Gruber and force him to give evidence and roll over on Obama to avoid life in prison for being the architect of the first trillion-dollar fraud in world history. He's no different than Bernie Madoff. Charge him. This is how we stop evil in America, without resorting to violence, because America doesn't resort to violence. Martin Luther King would be proud. I'm Wayne Alaroot. For Tea Party News Network, God bless America.